VegasDon channel. We're here off of Hillsborough Boulevard and A1A in Deerfield Beach. We thought we were going to try and walk out onto the pier. However, Mother Nature had other ideas. They closed the pier because of lightning in the area, unfortunately. So, yeah, that was a very disappointing experience. But that's okay. We're going to start our drive down A1A right now. You can see how dark it is out there right now. Everyone was being called off of the pier, and they were telling everyone on the beach to get off the beach because of lightning, etc. And there's more storms moving in, so here we are. So over here you have Oceans 234, and then you have JB's on the beach over here off to our left. That is a very popular eatery right on the beach here in Deerfield. But Deerfield Beach, they've packed so many people in here, just like they have all over Broward, all over South Florida really. And they pack so many people in here that it's hard to find a parking space. And unless you live here, it's virtually impossible to try and get down here. You can see the beachgoers up there that are walking off. They had a sheriff's deputy out there telling people to get off the beach because of the lightning. There was some sort of park ranger out there telling people that there was lightning 2 miles away. And so now we'll make the turn here. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn around, because I wanted to show you guys something else. Handicap must pay to park. Ouch. Wow, that's new. I can't recall ever having seen that. Do they even do that in Vegas, where you have to pay to park if you're handicapped? I'm not sure even the greedy casinos do that, huh? But a day of playing out here on the beach has been cut short by Mother Nature and the Broward Sheriff's Office. But I wanted to show you guys anyway. So this is Deerfield Beach right here. There's the pier, and there's the sheriff's deputy that told everyone no, they couldn't go out there. And the sign right up there says, "Attention, pier closed." So, unfortunately, yeah, they cleared everyone off the pier, and looks like they're trying to get people off the beach too. This is the Wyndham right here, and it's right on the beach, as you can see. And then they have a patio bar right there. Patio bar and grill right there. And you've got a great view of the ocean sitting right there. The ocean is right there. So that's definitely a pretty cool thing there. But they have on-street parking right here. Of course, you have to pay to park. Not sure how much they charge for parking here. I used to come and ride my motorcycle down here and just come out here and hang out and look out at the water. And you can see there is rain falling out there, off in the distance there, out and over the ocean. And there's another storm cell about to move over. So we'll just continue our live drive here. And we'll go down A1A here in Broward County. Check out A1A. Southeast 1st Street, and we have a pedestrian here. Welcome in, welcome in. We do everything Vegas. But right now we are on vacation in Florida. Sunny, not so sunny, South Florida. We have some storms moving through and wanted to head out here to Deerfield Beach Pier and take the family out there. However, they've closed it due to lightning. So, very discouraging development. Yeah, they have the park rangers out here, the Deerfield Beach Park Rangers, on the loudspeaker telling people to get off the beach due to the lightning. But yeah, so they do have this on-street parking right here. You're pretty far away from the pier and everything over here, though. Not sure again what they charge to park down here. Everything's on a meter. But we're gonna get some more rain as we travel back southbound. There's a City Parks vehicle. Cove Beach Club right there on the water in front of us. Southeast 4th Street here in Deerfield. And so that's kind of like a little strip here in Deerfield Beach, if you will. And you can see these old-time homes in here lining the area as we approach A1A right here in front of us. Make a left and head southbound on A1A again. Steeple on the Beach Montessori School. All right. See how many churches on the beach are there? Well, it's not on the beach, but it's very close. And we've got folks out here with the lights on. The old rule was that you would turn your lights on whenever you turn the windshield wipers on. Of course, nowadays everything's automatic. Alright, let me get that thing going there. Again, thank you for joining. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. We're going to take our cruise down A1A, also known as Alternate Route 1A here. It parallels US 1, which is known as Federal Highway here in Broward County. Presumably because of the federal tie-in to building the roads here back before the days of the interstates and all that. The federal government passed a bill back in like the 19-teens or something to commit themselves to funding a lot of the new roadways that are being built around the country. And so one of those roads that was being built down here all the way down into Florida was a federal highway. So it just, because it was located as US 1 and those funds came from the federal government, they called it Federal Highway. Ocean Vista right there. The Sea Club. Aloha, thank you so much for being here. Right on. Isle Hikes, thank you. Audio Media News, yes. Thank you so much. I know, we never get rain in Vegas. But here we are in Fort Lauderdale. Greater Fort Lauderdale. We're actually in Deerfield Beach, Florida right now. We're on vacation. Hillsborough Beach right there. Unit. Hillsborough Imperial. Off to the right here. You can see all the cranes. These guys are, the developers are going nuts. Right on the beach. I mean, it's just wild. All the development. At least here they have water. Until they purge it and send it back out into the ocean. Which they do from time to time. So a lot of these cells that have been all around are yellow and red. in color, which of course indicates very heavy rain. But this is typical. This is a very typical South Florida storm. And we were not permitted to go out on the pier up there. But had we gone out on the pier, we would have been stuck out in the rain anyway, I guess. So it's a wash, no pun intended. Always like and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys. And also, please check out my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter. She does some awesome astrology and spirituality videos. I've got the wipers on super fast mode here. This is a really cool stretch of roadway in here. Have the kind of a canopy of trees overhanging, and you have private residences that are ginormous around here. Very few places in South Florida, despite all the greenery, where you have like a canopy of trees, but you do right here, and it's surprising because a lot of this real estate is usually consumed by huge condos, right? So it's nice to see those condos not taking up that view. There's a little boathouse here next to a yacht. That's interesting. Look at the canopy of trees. It's really, really cool. It's nice to come through here on a sunny day, but more of the same expected tomorrow too. So we have to make use of the time we have here in Fort Lauderdale. But we'll be back in Vegas in a week. And when we are, we will be live streaming the Las Vegas Strip once again on Saturday, September the 13th at around 5:30 p.m. local time, 8:30 Eastern. It's like a hurricane driving through. My beautiful wife, she gets so nervous driving in these conditions.
I would never drive in these conditions. I would pull over.
Yeah.
This is exactly like how it was last time we were here and it was rain.
Yeah.
And I said, I think we should stop.
It was really bad that time too. Cousin Vinny, actually, I wish we were. No, right now I wish we were. We're actually in Fort Lauderdale. We are in Pompano. We're approaching Pompano Beach here, Pompano Beach, Florida. We're on vacation down here. I used to live down here, so wanted to bring you guys some footage from our trip. We just tried to go to Deerfield Beach Pier, and they closed the pier because, and they closed the beach. Look at that huge yacht right there on the right. I just want one of those, that's all. That's not so much, huh? That's not too much to ask. And the intercoastal waterway, which parallels the beach and goes almost up the entire length of the state of Florida, is over here right off to the right. That's why you saw that yacht there. A lot of these people on the left own beachfront, oceanfront mansions, and then they park their boats across the street over here on the intercoastal waterway, because you can't really park it on the ocean, of course, because they don't have the clearance for the bottom of the boat to try and park on the ocean. Traveling at about 25 miles an hour in this. But this is, again, very typical. You see this all over the place. These are the typical afternoon thunderstorms here in South Florida. And again, this route, Road A1A, Route A1A, alternate 1A. It is an alternate route for US 1, which is federal highway here in Broward. US 1 runs all the way from Miami, all the way up to Maine. We're coming up to a drawbridge here. one of many drawbridges throughout South Florida. So it's called a drawbridge because it opens up, both spans open up on both sides to allow boat traffic to pass through. So like a sailboat would have to wait for the bridge to open. This is on like an S-curve here. But this is Hillsborough Inlet, and there's a White House right there off to the left. Or like lighthouse right there off to the left. Back there, sort of. Yeah, we've got some folks hanging out up here. Let's see if I can try and show you guys the lighthouse here. You know what, I'll go over here. To the Roy Rogers Family Park and Conservation Site. Yeah, we've got some people out here, looks like. Oh, there's the lightning thing there. Ireland, I know. Thank you so much, Tony. That means a ton to me. Thank you. That's awesome. We're in South Florida right now, not so sunny South Florida, but wanted to bring you guys some footage of the trip here. Right there in the distance is the Hillsborough Point Lighthouse. And can't tell if its light is lit. The trees are blocking it. But this is Hillsborough Inlet right here. A lot of boat traffic in and out of this inlet. And it's really cool. It's a very old Florida type of place. So many of those places are going the way of the dodo bird, much like old Vegas. You're just not seeing them nowadays. These folks here look like they're trying to wait out the rain, but good luck with that. Let me turn myself around. But again, concrete canyons lining both sides of this roadway here, A1A. I think this guy's backing up, so I'll make my sweep here. Hillsborough Light Towers there across the street. And what is this called? Nana's Bistro Cafe right here. Nana. Nana. My beautiful wife and co-pilot. Cinnamon and Jupiter here in the car with me. I'm gonna go ahead and make this left and head back southbound on A1A. There's the welcome to the City of Pompano Beach sign right there. So now in the City of Pompano Beach, continuing southbound on this rainy Sunday, Labor Day weekend. But this is a fun road to drive, especially if you have like a motorcycle or something. I mean, a bicycle maybe, but bicycles are, it's so dangerous to be out here on a bicycle, just like it is in Vegas. The drivers are just, they don't see you. They don't see you in on a motorcycle, let alone a bicycle. Speed limit at 35, and here we're not in any danger of breaking that. The temperature outside right now, a very rain-cooled 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Barton Road right there as we approach what is the beachside town of Pompano Beach. But Pompano Beach is a big city geographically. Yeah, you can barely see the tower there in front of us on the horizon. Yeah, Tony, that means a lot. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad to bring this stuff to you guys. And this is the Northeast 14th Street Causeway that it's called. It's a bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway, but it only runs from US 1 over here to A1A. So it's like not even a 2-mile stretch, I believe, all the way over here. Turtle Nesting Beach, streetlights off, reduced March through October, it said there. And road work. Well, that's a surprise. That never happens. And again, we're back to the condos on both sides of the roadway here. The concrete canyon we're passing through here. And you still have some mom and pop motels peppered in here from old Florida. Shores Terrace Resort right there on the right. The problem is that a lot of the condos over here on the beach side, the ocean side, on our left, they do not allow. It's all private property, which is a shame because, whoa, we got some standing water here. This person is turning. We're in a little SUV here, so we should be okay. The turn around, don't drown aphorism
I would never, yeah, I would have done that. I would never have done that.
Yeah, my beautiful wife. I grew up in this stuff. I used to ride my bicycle in this stuff. And that's a lot of fun too, getting splashed by cars. It's a good way to cool off. Especially after sitting out in the sun all day. Yeah, this is, you can see these buildings over here on the left. Again, a lot of them dating back decades. And the thing with the condos now is that because of the Surfside condo collapse several miles south of here, we're going to make a left here, head down Pompano Beach. And there is a restroom facility there, but we're going to cruise the strip, if you will, here along Pompano Beach. Speed limit on 20, and the beach is right there. Now, that's kind of not the best view because of the rain, but apologies for that. Usually this is all packed, but a lot of people have bugged out because of the rain here. That and the threat of lightning overhead. We're at Northeast 3rd Street. Oceanic over here on the left. Take me to the beach house Pompano, it says over here on the left. I'm guessing that's a, looks like a hotel. And then there is the Pompano Beach Pier right here on the left, where my beautiful wife and I were 2 years ago, last time we were here. But that option has been removed from us today because of these storms. Yeah, you see these just massive condos. And so the Surfside collapse, if you haven't heard, there was a condo in Miami at Surfside, but it's greater Miami, and half of it collapsed. And they're saying that a lot of it had to do with poor construction standards. Right. I'm sure it has nothing to do with the fact that this whole area was built off of, in swampland. They would dredge out all of the sand from the swamp, leaving nothing but water behind. That's why there's so many lakes here. And they would turn around and pat it down real tight, what they thought was real tightly. And they would build cities on top of that. However, they've said that, I think they said Surfside Tower was actually sinking as well, but again, they attributed that to humans and not, well, humans in the sense that it was construction standards and not because of, you know, trying to create a city where one did not exist. So we're here at Atlantic Boulevard, a major east-west artery here. This is the eastern terminus here for Atlantic Boulevard. And so you have I believe it's four fishing piers here in the city, or in Broward County, which is again 25 miles north to south. I'm gonna have to go around these guys because I think they're all turning right, and that is not a good option. Okay, go ahead. We were gonna continue straight anyway. Pompano Beach Boulevard. That's the name of the road we're on right now. Yeah, so what they've done is they've reduced lanes, and in doing so, of course, the beaches are full of the same people that they've packed into the condos and stuff down here. For decades, and it just becomes such a choke point. You can't move. It's gridlock. Share the road. All right. Pay meter over here. I'm going to continue southbound. There you go. There's some lightning. And so we've got some condos over here on the right and on the left. Ebb Tide Resort. Everyone uses that term resort so loosely. And especially in Vegas, the resorts nowadays, the things that you used to assume would come with the room are all extras. So the resort feature's pretty much out the window. See an old Florida type building there. I think that's a house. No, that's a hotel, like a little motel there. So we continue here in Pompano Beach. This is all brick pavers, this section of roadway here, with their fancy street lamps up there. And that's a dead end, so we'll make a right here and head westbound back over to A1A. Yeah, there was one cell coming, and there was another one right behind it from the west to the east, which is usually, it's pretty unusual. Usually well, no, I guess it used to be like that a lot. Then they started coming off the ocean too. You get that confluence of hot and cold air, or at least colder air off the over the water, and it results in these tremendous thunderstorms. Pompano Atlantis over here on the left, and again you can see that just the concrete canyon over here on the left, a wall of condos, all on the beach. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and also check me out on Instagram, VegasDon4747. Really appreciate you guys being here. Seaside Market, Ritz-Carlton Residences. And also, please check out my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter. She does some awesome astrology and spirituality videos. Waldorf Astoria, Residences, Pompano Beach. Beachcomber, but that's not even oceanfront. These big, massive cranes here building even more. See one right up there on the left. And two more over here on the right. My goodness. Michael, welcome! Thanks for coming in. Also, please check out Vids for a Mike, VidsFromMike. Does sensational sunrise and sunset drone videos. We are mired here in what was a torrential downpour. Now this is a lot lighter. We're heading down A1A, State Route A, alternate 1A. Oh good, cool, thanks Mike. Very cool. Have you seen anything you recognize? This is Terra Mar Drive, but there are several Terra Mars here in South Florida. Rio España on the right there. More lightning. Lauderdale by the Sea. So we're crossing from Pompano Beach into Lauderdale by the Sea. And I believe there's a little town in here too called Sea Ranch Lakes. Actually, no, correction, we're still in Pompano, but we're getting closer to Lauderdale by the Sea. There's Bel Air Drive. A few things. Cool. Good. Gardens by the Sea. Beach parking downtown visitors center. I'm not calling it downtown. It's more of a city center type of thing. Again, you have these condos here on the left, you can tell the age. These are the ones, so the folks that live in these, they're getting hit with these huge assessments by their HOAs because of what happened. More lightning there. Because of what happened with that Surfside condo. There's Sea Watch Restaurant right there on the left. And those special assessments are tens of thousands of dollars because for them to do the inspections, to come in and do all that extra work, to try and bring everything up to code, a lot of condo owners who are already on fixed budgets can't afford these massive special assessment payments. So a lot of them are selling their condos for what is considered to be dirt cheap, but it's not really dirt cheap. But this is statewide. I mean, it's a statewide thing, so it's not just here in South Florida. It's affecting condo owners all over the state. All of these older looking condos, all the folks that are in there, they're all going to get walloped by these special assessments. Over here on the right, you used to have a Publix grocery store. CVS Pharmacy is in there now. I don't see the Publix. Oh, okay, there's a sign for it, so I guess it's still in there somewhere. Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins. A sushi place. 4900 block, it says here. I still don't see the Publix. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's at the south end of the shopping center. So this is Lauderdale by the Sea here. And you'll notice the absence of those huge condos. That's because when they created this town, they said that they were not going to do what every other town here in South Florida has done with the condos. Come up here to Washingtonia. All right, Washingtonia Avenue. Speed limit of 30, still in no danger of breaking that. La Mer Suites there on the right. Looks like a little mom and pop type of place there too. And you have a little substation here for Lauderdale by the Sea, the sheriff's office. And this light up here is Commercial Boulevard. We're going to make a left on the Commercial Boulevard because there's a couple things up here I want to show you guys as best as I can. But Commercial Boulevard, another major east-west artery here in Broward County. This will take you all the way here from the beach, all the way out west to the edge of the Everglades there at Sawgrass Expressway. These guys crossing, okay. Oh, no left and no right. So the light up there, so the no right just went off. Okay. But the no left is still illuminated up there next to the traffic light on the left. That's interesting. I guess they don't want people down there. Which is sad because there's a lot of little businesses in here that I'm sure suffering from this Labor Day soaking. Ooh, some loud thunder out there. But there is an Aruba Beach Cafe down there, right on the beach, next to Anglin's Fishing Pier. Anglin's Fishing Pier, during one of the last hurricanes that came through, lost a middle portion of its length. It just got washed away, I guess, by the ocean. It's really the only way to say it. This used to be a 7-Eleven over here on the right. Now it is an Ocean Mart. But you can see the brick and that roof still looking very 7-Eleven-y. And you can tell where Lauderdale by the Sea ends and the city of Fort Lauderdale begins by where the beginning of the condos occurs, right up here on the left. You can see the height restriction on the hotels and motels here on the left in Lauderdale by the Sea.
What about the Holiday Inns?
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yes. So I'm going to make a left here. I'm going to see if I can get back up there to where Aruba was. This is El Mar Drive, the Sea. El Mar. And the ocean's right up there on the other side of that. Those barricades. 4-lane road here. Costa del Sol right here. That's going to be oceanfront property. This condo here has 5 stories in it. I'm not sure if that's the max height or not. But yeah, they don't allow the big high rises. Still have crazy lightning out there. Which again is the reason we were told we couldn't go out on Hillsborough Beach Pier because of the lightning in the area. Courtyard Villa Hotel there on the right. But it has a very old Florida beach feel in here. And this is like a little village, I guess is really the only way to call it, right here off of Commercial Boulevard. And I'm going to see if we can, I don't know how well the rain will help us here. But there is a sheriff's office unit right there. Make sure I make my stop. All right. And this is, no, you can't see it from this angle. So this is Anglin's Pier right here on the right, and that's the pier where everything, that missing section, the ocean took a chunk out of it right there. And you see all the people huddled underneath right here as the lightning continues. And then this is Aruba Beach Cafe right here in front of us, right on the water. Looks like they have a red snapper hanging from right out front. Valet parking, lunch, dinner, $10. Upfront parking, 15. Aruba and beach all day, 25. And then they have these huge chairs here. Well, no, they're not huge. They're just regular, like Adirondack type of chairs. And those are huge there, the beach ball looking things. What a way to end your Labor Day Sunday, huh? So we'll go back up here to A1A and make a left. Yeah, I don't know why the no left turn lane light there is illuminated, because you could still drive out there, but I think it's just because they don't want people out on the beach right now with all the rain and everything going on. Apologies for the camera there. Again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here. We do all things Vegas, and this week, South Florida. We take this week-long trip here to South Florida. See, it says Ocean Drive, A1A. And the sheriff's office wants to get through the red light. So his lights are still on. I don't know what he's doing. This gas station here, this Marathon, $3.99 a gallon. And compare that to some of the $2.95s and $2.99s that we've seen. That's going to be expensive right there. But it's got the full-on little convenience store. It's like a 3-in-1 business, right? With the convenience store and the gas pumps and the service station. So 3 different businesses under one roof there. Those types of facilities are going the way of the dodo bird as well. You don't see that so much anymore. We're gonna head back southbound. Commercial Boulevard again, a very major thoroughfare here in Broward County. There we go. And the sheriff's office, he turned to, oh, there's 2 of them there now. At this BurgerFi. Oh, that's why they turned the lights on. They had to get over there and meet for lunch or something at BurgerFi. Turtle Nesting Beach, street lights off, reduced March through October. For more information, there was a phone number. Visitor Center, shore diving. Back here to Datura Avenue. But still, I mean, it's very, very quaint right here, Lauderdale by the Sea. And I think it's 3 stories. Any condos over 3 stories are going to be the ones that are subject to that new special assessment and inspection and all that. So, the folks in here probably don't have to worry about it, but these folks here, right where Fort Lauderdale begins, in these massive condos off to our left, they've definitely got something to worry about. Flamingo Avenue and Codrington Drive at this light here. Speed limit 35. Welcome to Fort Lauderdale. Pio Irici Memorial Drive. I don't know that person. You still have some mom and pop hotels, motels, Holiday Inns here on the right side. But this area over here on the left is known as Galt Ocean Mile, and it is loaded down with condos. They've been here, again, decades, all the way down. That's kind of a new thing. I've never seen them do that with the, even when there's lightning in the area, they never told everyone to get off the beach. Come up here to Northeast 40th Street, so the numbers on the roads will become smaller. As we continue southbound. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Very grateful for all of you on this rain-soaked Labor Day Sunday here in South Florida. Florida Scenic Highway, it says there on the top of the South A1A sign. Labor Day event at Galt, 8:31 from 6A to 11P. Well, that's going to be interrupted. That's what the message board up here ahead on in the median says. Apologies for the red lights. I know that the camera's going bonkers with the wipers. It wants to focus on those and not what's on the road ahead. The Garden Hotel over here on the right. 36th Street. Yeah, it's really quickly becoming like every block you're getting a traffic light here. And again with the condos on both sides of the roadway. Approach 34th Street. I actually used to work as a valet driver, parker person back in my late teens up here at Ocean Manor Resort, which was back up here on Galt Ocean Mile. Go ahead and get in this lane. This is Oakland Park Boulevard. This is where we were earlier. That eastern terminus of Oakland Park Boulevard. This is the Speedway gas station that has chicken wings, 5 for $5. Again, I don't know if anyone would want chicken wings from a gas station. But then, Tobin, hey, welcome. Thanks for being here. Also, please check out Tobin's channel as well as Mike's. Vids from Mike and Tobin, aka Don't Stop Believin', here on YouTube. Please throw them both a like and subscribe. Really grateful for all of you. This guy's on a bicycle over here on my right, just out of the frame, and he is, yeah. He probably won't be wearing those clothes very long after he gets home, wherever that is. I feel like we're in Seattle, Tobin. And we had like these torrential downpours with the winds and the gusts. You still see lightning out there flashing around, and that was the reason they closed the beaches. I'm gonna go up here to 30th Street and make a right. So Oakland Park is 31st Street. This light here is 30th Street, so it's literally 1 block away. And there's a Publix here on the right. Wow, I didn't realize there was a Publix here now. That's new. And I want to go around you and make this turn. And show you guys this down here. So this used to be, that condo there is new. Goodness, they have been very busy down here. What is this called? The Tides? The Tides at Bridgeside Square. Okay. Public covered parking. Only $4 an hour. Only. But if you're coming to stay at the beach, 6 hours, whatever. Oh my. So this is, shoot. Let me see. Okay, that SUV is doing okay. We have Shooters over here. I'm gonna go ahead and back up. Turn around, don't drown. And so Shooters is a Intracoastal Waterway restaurant right there. Grateful Palate Catering and Events. And there's a gastropub of some sort right there. And I've got someone behind me. Let me pull in here and I'll turn around. And don't drown. Take that Las Vegas advice. Okay, buddy, you go ahead. Have at it. There you go. Yeah, I'm in a rental too. I don't need to be messing with that. But that's just one example. Not raining there today. Wow. Huh. So I don't know, can I still act? Oh, there used to be a 7-Eleven right here on this corner. That is now closed. Right there in front of us. And we've got some more flooding right here, but this is minor. These streets, these roadways are the same roads that have been here for decades, but they just keep piling up all the condos and stuff, and all that does is add more and more folks, of course, into these areas. I should have made a left there. Back up for a second. This little SUV is like a hybrid thing or something, but it makes weird noises. I don't know that I like it. So there used to be some bars and clubs right here that are all gone. Mombasa Bay was one of them, in addition to some others. And you can see the traffic here. Shooters is right there, on the other side, sort of, where those palm trees are, on the other side of the street. And it looks like these folks are waiting to get in, but I don't think they realize how deep that water is. I'll go ahead and turn this around. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, when I put it in reverse, it makes like a weird screeching, buzzing noise or something. That's weird. Yes, Tobin, yes, exactly. So Shooters is right there on the Intercoastal Waterway, yes. And there's a little tavern right there that's been there forever. It looks so out of place now among all this. And I told Cinnamon I wanted to show her this on the other side of the street. Whoa. Yep, this is the old 7-Eleven right there. I used to come in there and spend money on like beer and stuff before you go over to the bars and spend the big bucks over at the bars. But yeah, they have a Publix here. Publix parking is covered. Wow. That's really interesting. We're gonna go across A1A here. I'll show you guys this up here. Yeah, still lightning out there. But this is what I'm talking about with like old Florida. You see these old types of little homes and stuff right here. That's the way it used to be. And now, of course, the condos have dwarfed everything. Just more of the rampant growth that we see out in Vegas, of course. Only here, they've run out of real estate. Unless the government decides to start giving away some of the Everglades, which of course would be a huge fight. They've run out of road. You're stuck either between the ocean and the Everglades here. And again, the Army Corps of Engineers, way back in the day, they dredged out all of the water from the swampland that was here. So patted it down and built homes and cities on top of it. But I told Cinnamon told me after the last live stream, she said that she saw this area over here and she really liked it. But I didn't go fully go in there, so I'm going to try and do that here right now as soon as this light cooperates. It's funny, they have traffic cameras up there. Should be able to tell the traffic patterns and things like that. Here we go. So check out that home there. It's pretty cool. Definitely needs a little love, but other than that. So Center Avenue. It's a dead end to the left. This used to connect up here to Oakland Park Boulevard up there. But they've done so many things and cut off so many of these neighborhoods now. There is the Atlantic Ocean right out there in front of us. We'll make a right here because they've cut it off up there too. But this is what I wanted to show Cinnamon in here. No huge condos. You do have some, oh my goodness. Let me see if I can do something about that here. That plot right there on the oceanfront property. But a lot of these, all oceanfront properties. So when a hurricane comes through and they talk about storm surge, this one's for sale, but my guess is, again, as we see with real estate in Vegas, it's probably too expensive, and no one's biting on it yet. Yes, there's still some vestiges of old Florida in and around. You just have to look for them. This looks like a Spanish-style mini mansion over here. That was a little mini joke for anyone that knows that skit from SNL.
Ooh, what are you doing in my Spanish-style mini mansion?
That's awesome. This one's like, what is that, 3 stories? I don't know why he needs 3 stories. And we have another city-owned parking lot right here. Again, going along with that whole theme that, you know, the beach belongs to everyone and all that. But these private property owners, they don't feel that way. They don't share that sentiment. You can see that those huge, massive condos there in front of us. That salmon-colored one really stands out when you're up there at when you're flying out from the airport here, and a lot of times circle back over the land if you're flying out to the west or Midwest. You circle back over, and you see that from the plane. That one really sticks out. And again, if you were familiar with the movie Back to the Future, Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise, this is the section of roadway that they filmed in that movie in the very beginning. In addition to this section we're about to go down now. Yeah, the rain definitely lessened traffic here along A1A. Yeah, there's that salmon-colored one again. And I think it's actually 2 towers. Yeah, that's 2 towers. Hotel, Motel, Lauderdale Inn. Someone was playing games with the sign back there. I guess that's like the actual sign. Lane ends, merge left. Again, this used to be 4 lanes the whole way through. They changed that. Speed limit of 30. This guy is pushing that one. And a lot of these condos, you can see they've got, I don't know if you've been able to tell, but some of them have a whole bunch of scaffolding on the sides. I don't know if that's because they're undergoing that renovation right now or what exactly they're doing. Yeah, there's still some pretty sharp lightning here just off the coast. Over here off to the left is the Atlantic Ocean on the other side of that wall there. And again, this is the part of the beach that was also filmed in Revenge of the Nerds 2 in that opening scene from 1987, I think it was. And you see all these little old Florida type of homes over here on the right. These are all dead ends because the Intracoastal Waterway is just on the other side of this on the right. Approach Northeast 15th Street. Yeah, the sea turtle thing is a huge deal here. They're always looking for ways to protect the sea turtles. Turning the lights off is one of them. Because the sea turtles come up and they bury their eggs in the sand. Guys look like they were going to fight each other, but they're getting back in the same car together. They got out of the same car and got back into it. You don't like the way I'm driving? Here, you drive. So we're approaching Sunrise Boulevard, which we did a video of earlier, live stream. That'll take you out there to Interstate 95 as well as the Florida Turnpike. Again, I'm really grateful that all of you are here. Thank you so much. I know, again, it's not a very common time for me to be live streaming, but wanted to take advantage of the opportunity. Also, please check out my wife's channel, Cinnamon and Jupiter. She does some awesome astrology and spirituality videos here on YouTube. Please throw her a like and subscribe along with vids from Mike. Oh, thanks, Tobin. Yeah, it was different. It was funny when we got to the hotel. I'm like, yeah, I'd be starting the live stream right about now. When it was 8:30 here. So this is the eastern terminus here of Sunrise Boulevard. And I think I can make that. That's a short one. So I want to show you guys this. This is another one of those little vestiges of old Florida. And on YouTube, there are videos of the Parrot Lounge, parrot like the bird. And back in the spring break days, they used to have the Parrot Lounge, used to have a bus that would go up and down the Strip. The area down here we're about to go to was known as the Strip. But this little shopping center area here on the left, lovely day for a Guinness. World famous Parrot Lounge. Let me see if I can roll that down. Right there. Established 1970. Right there. All of these little businesses in here. And a lot of these have gone, a lot of them have closed, or at least changed owners, etc. We'll come out here at Sunrise and make a right. It's again Turtle Nesting Beach, State Road 81A, streetlights off reduced. Right turn on red. Oh, after no right turn on red. There we go. So that again, that's right here off of 9th Street. And you will look at those old videos from back in the Fort Lauderdale Strip days. Parrot Lounge would go up and down. This is McSorley's right here. Another little beachside bar. But this is Fort Lauderdale Beach, and there has been a lot of hand-wringing and a lot of lamenting the fact that so much of what used to be here, especially during the spring break days, long gone. Now, I know there were a lot of folks who, back in the 80s especially, city government was like, you know what, we're done with this, you know, the partying and all of this, and so we're going to try and sour the milk, as it were, to get these spring breakers to go somewhere else. And part of that is we crossed Terramar here. Side note, my beautiful wife got me an airplane message that we saw flying overhead there at Terramar for my birthday one year. That was probably the nicest birthday present I'd ever gotten, so that was really nice. So yeah, back in the 80s with this whole spring break days and all that, they were just so upset with all of the partying and stuff, so they said we're gonna change this and make it something else. So that was when they decided to, what you're about to see up here, this used to be 4 lanes all the way down, and they split it. They split the southbound and northbound lanes apart. And then a lot of the new developers, a lot of these new developments were encouraged to come in here. I mean, that's why they kept essentially rubber stamping a lot of the new developments here on Fort Lauderdale Beach, because they wanted folks to be discouraged and not want to come here. And they were trying to encourage that development to dissuade these college spring breakers from coming to Fort Lauderdale Beach. And it's interesting to note, there's a little bit of a correlation there in my mind, because it's like what's going on in Vegas right now. They're looking for one person that's going to spend $50,000 on their Vegas vacation versus 20 people who are going to spend $1,000 on their Vegas vacation. Ritz-Carlton over here off to the left. You also have Beach Place over here, which is like a dining and entertainment complex in there. It is also 3 stories, just like Neonopolis there on Fremont Street. And again, you can see all these massive 1 hour, $10 to park in there for 1 hour. 1 hour is not going to get you much time out there in the sun. This is another reason, you know, I get a lot of folks who ask me, oh, why did you move from Florida? I mean, you're to South Florida, the beach, the weather, the whatever. And they're like, you know, the ocean and all that. But they have priced so many people out of it. And it's such a hassle to come down here, especially if you live in one of the western suburbs, as we approach Las Vegas, oh my God, I gotta stop. Las Olas Boulevard. In Spanish means the waves. Right here. Restricted to trams only in there. Okay. And there's actually a webcam from that building right here on the left. I think it's the Marin right there, it's called. This is the International Swimming Hall of Fame right here on the right. Oh my God, they used to have a lane here. Whoops. And so I think it's this Marin, and you can find, that one is also on YouTube. They do a live stream pointing north right here at Fort Lauderdale Beach. So come back up here to the northbound lanes of A1A, and I'll have to show you guys this. So this is the Fort Lauderdale Strip. This is the area that was consumed by spring breakers and party goers and all that back in the day. Free parking. Wow. I guess as long as you spend a certain dollar amount, maybe. But this building right here on the left in front of us, the world famous Elbow Room bar. It is notoriously cash only, so no credit cards. It was featured in the 1960 film 60, Where the Boys Are, Connie Francis. And it is packed. Look at that place. It is always packed. There's a buddy of mine on Facebook that, well, not really a buddy because he doesn't seem to remember who I am anymore. Rock Bar here on the left. He's always in there, and they have live streams on YouTube for the Elbow Room, ELBO. And we see him on there a lot. And this is Beach Place right here on the left. This is that 3-story dining and entertainment complex I was telling you about. And it's got, it was really popular when it first opened. Taco Bell Cantina there, as well as a Hooters up there. But Hooters, I believe, declared bankruptcy now. CVS, there's a Dick's Last Resort. Of course, we're familiar with that, down there on Fremont Street. Oh, not Excalibur, rather. Hammered Harry's is the one that's there on Fremont. But I believe they're owned by the same group or whatever. So we would cruise the strip. This was cruising the strip back in the day. And even after they split the lanes, we would just go back around right here and go back to where we were. Yeah, this rain has not really relented very much. Casablanca Cafe over there on the left. It's really interesting that yeah, that's the other thing too. If you did get one of those summer thunderstorms, your day at the beach would be ruined. So yeah, I mean, if you live in the western suburbs and you drive all the way down here, then you sit in traffic to try and find yourself a place to park. If you find a place to park, you're paying through the nose for that parking space. Then you have to walk, carrying all of the gear that you want to take with you out to the beach. Once you get there, then you have to find a spot to try and sit in that's not, that is favorable to you. And then, by the time you do all that, it's time to turn around and go home again. They have monetized anything waterfront in this country. That's not just here in Florida, that's everywhere. No more free beachside parking or anything like that. No one I know would be able to afford one of these oceanfront homes or houses, etc. Here at Cortez Street, Jackson Tower, Los Olas, right there. Yeah, if you look on after the live stream, of course, you can go look at the live stream there on Elbow Room. Again, that's ELBO Room. That place has been in existence for a very long time, and it's always busy. It's almost always packed in there. It's amazing, and it's a cash bar, which in this day and age is a miracle, because most places all credit cards. The rain has picked up in intensity here. So there's this little 7-Eleven right up here on the right. Back in the day when we would go cruising the strip, that would be the meetup spot. Everyone would park in there, and of course the parking lot's not very big, so there was a lot of discussion, etc. between folks about who gets to park in there, etc. So yeah, that was those were the fun, good old days. Again, the International Assisted Living Hall of Fame right here on the right. we'll do another live stream of the Las Olas Isles and show you why Fort Lauderdale is also known as the Venice of America. We'll do that later this week. And this is the loop to go back around to the northbound lanes. And we would all do that. So this is a very interesting thing right here. Bahia Mar, this is what that's called right here, Bahia Mar. There's some basketball courts right across the street here. You can barely see because of the rain and the trees there in the way, but there's some basketball courts. Those courts have been there for a long time. I have been out there and played. I went there one 4th of July. I think I went there a couple of 4th of Julys. Went out there, played some basketball, and then they would shoot the fireworks off from the out in the ocean. So now the city made a deal with some developers to redevelop Bahia Mar, and the developers want to take that basketball court and convert it into a pickleball court. They said that they would move the basketball court further up. However, a whole bunch of people are very upset about that right now. And there's charges of racism, etc. This building here on the left is known as the B. It used to be called the Yankee Clipper Hotel right there. It looked like a cruise ship when you're coming at it like that right there. So we come up here to Holiday Drive. Make a quick left in here. Marriott's Harbor Beach. Yeah, so there's all sorts of charges of racism because of the push to move the basketball courts, because they're saying that, you know, a certain race is the one that are out there playing basketball. I mean, I myself was out there, used to go out there, but they're saying, yeah, they want to push them out of the way, etc. Which is, I have no idea what the truth is. I wanted to come in here real quick. Again, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. You stayed there, nice. I hope it was good. How was it? So this is the Marriott Harbor Beach, Fort Lauderdale Resort, which is where Clyde from Club Clyde worked when he lived here in Fort Lauderdale. So I told him I would come down here and take a photo of the place for him to show him what it looks like. He's like, man, I used to live there, or I worked there in the 90s. I said, well, it's still there. Google says it's still there, so I told him I'd come over here and snap a picture or two for him. I don't know what he did over here. There we go. All right. Oh, it's been years. Okay. Yeah. They used to call it the Yankee Clipper back in the day. But it was always, I mean, it's a landmark because of its design, because it does look like a cruise ship coming at you when you're coming right at it. Pretty interesting. We'll do this right here. All right, and we'll go ahead and get in here. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale Beach right here, it's very expensive to stay here. We looked at it. We can't afford it. There's places up there by where Beach Place is, where I showed you the Hooters and Taco Bell Cantina and all that are. And those places, they want like $400 a night. I think that was was it the W that's up there or something as well? And it's just super crazy expensive. Gonna make this left here back and go back southbound on State Road A1A. Oh, there was a big flash of lightning over there off to the left. Again, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys being here, hanging out with us. It's 2 p.m. Back in Vegas, 5 p.m. here. That condo is new too. So much of this, they just built up like crazy. There's some thunder. But A1A, so what they did here, and I wanted to be able to go out there, but we can't do it in the rain, obviously, but what they did here was there was a natural water inlet from the ocean, and it went up to what is now the New River. And it was called the New River, and the New River goes right through the heart of downtown Fort Lauderdale and everything. And it was called the New River because one night the Seminole Indians said this river appeared from nowhere and just suddenly was there. Then, you know, the settlers said, oh, it's probably because of an earthquake or something covering an underground waterway. Who knows? But that New River had an outlet back up there right about where those basketball courts were. And they moved it. They dredged a new inlet down here by where Lake Mabel is, here in Port Everglades. And I guess they took that sand and put it where the other inlet used to be for the New River. And so they shifted the course of the waterway in doing all of that. This is the 17th Street Bridge right here. On the right, you have Pier 66. This is a very, very popular place. It has been here for a long time. It just went through a huge renovation. I think it's finally completed, but that's the building right there. Pier 66. And again, it's been here for a while. Oh, we've got the drawbridge going down up here. Yeah, so the rain, we originally thought that the rain would only last a few minutes, but that assessment was a little bit off. There have been times when I've been stuck over here. It becomes gridlock because the 17th Street Bridge, they've actually heightened it. That was several years ago, but it was a lot shorter than what it is now. And a lot lower, I mean. And it used to break down frequently. So all the traffic that was sitting here waiting for the bridge to finally come back up, yeah, it was we were stuck. And it just became gridlock. No one could like turn around, and I don't know why. But it was weird. Drawbridge ahead. And then right up on the other side of the bridge here, we used to be a Planet Hollywood that was open to great fanfare back in the 90s. They have since replaced it with whatever that building is there now on the left, up ahead. But this is Port Everglades over here on our left. We get a lot of cruise ships, a lot of people come in here. They'll fly in, and there's no cruise ships down there right now. At least I don't see any. But I think they come in either Friday or Saturday and then leave either Saturday or Sunday, usually anyway. But that's where they all dock right there. And then this looks like a new addition to Pier 66 right here. That didn't used to be there either, so looks like they've added some extra there. See the drawbridge. Ooh, that was loud. So guys, I want to thank you all so very, very much for being here. We're going to probably go get something to eat. And I know the boys have been stuck in the car all day. So we're going to get out and let them stretch their legs. As always, I thank you so very, very much for being here. Cannot thank you enough. I will split these live streams up and I'll put them on the channel in like 10-minute segments, like I do with the live drives as well. And so these will also be on there for folks that may have missed it or whatever once we get back to Vegas. But thank you so much, you guys. I love you guys. Please check out Cinnamon and Jupiter, vids from Mike, as well as Tobin, aka Don't Stop Believin'. We're so grateful for you guys. We will see you on the next one. And always remember, it is the journey where what happens in Vegas and in America stays right here on the VegasDon channel on YouTube. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much.